Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and let's talk about the World Cup qualifiers. I think that is making me struggle a lot as a Syria national team fan. Just a second, because why the light here is always my face. Okay, if you have a YouTube channel, you know that you have to learn to do a couple of stuff. One is buy a proper light, because the one that I had in my face right now almost blinded me. Anyways, yeah, as I was saying, I'm struggling a lot because watching the Syria national team is never easy, and especially when there is the World Cup, there are the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, you always have, and it's not just me with Syria, I'm sure a lot of national teams, team fans are like in that situation where they're like, okay, we're not getting to the World Cup, but I still have that hope. But I'm just gonna suffer. And yes, it's horrible, but it's nice because I mean, you have hope, and that's the point. Okay, so you see, I don't have all the groups here. There are three groups that are missing. It's because I don't have space. So during the video, when I'm done talking about all the groups, I'm gonna make the three groups here on the fly as I'm talking. So that's what you have to do when you have just one whiteboard. So let's start with Group A, the group with Qatar, Kuwait, India, and Afghanistan. Let's start immediately with Afghanistan. We knew that they weren't going to be a threat to the other teams for the qualification. And we kind of knew that Qatar was going to be the favorite to be first, and at the moment they are first, so they are respecting their favorite status. They are the Asian champs. They didn't look great lately, but in these games where like everything counts, they're playing well. A good win against Kuwait, a good win against India, and now they're on the top of the group, and the fight is gonna be between India and Kuwait. There are 3 points right now. When you see two teams tied at 3 points, the team that is ahead right now, it's because of goal differential, or in the case, if I'm not wrong, of Yemen and Bahrain in the group that is not here, is because of they had the same goal differential, but it's the match between them that makes the difference. But anyways, we are the second game, so that's not really an issue right now to think about it. Anyways, Kuwait, India, 3 points. Here I don't really have a favorite. Yes, Kuwait is not in the Asian Cup. Is a team that hasn't been really into competitive football lately in the last like 10 years. But it's still a great national team. India is developing, and so we'll see how that goes. Of course, the next games are gonna be played after the Asian Cup. So the Asian Cup is gonna be something that we really need to focus on to see how competitive, how prepared, how well a team comes off that cup to then follow in the World Cup qualifiers. India, I remind everyone, is in the group with my national team, Syria. Is gonna be with Australia as well, and Uzbekistan. So not a tough group for India, and we see. Surely this is an advantage for the Indian national team against the Kuwait national team that is not going to play in the Asian Cup. Then Group B, of course, we have probably the if not the best Asian national team, one of the two best Asian national teams at the moment. And yeah, I mean, they're flying. Japan 5-0 against Myanmar, 5-0 against Syria, 6 points. They are just cruising right now towards the qualification to the next round. Really, like even if they are missing like Mitoma and other key players, it's not really an issue for them. They are going well and they will qualify with ease. Then the fight for the second spot to the next round is North Korea and Syria. Myanmar, again, like Afghanistan, they're not really going to be an issue, even though they can take off points, especially, I don't know, against Syria how that will go. Myanmar is a good national team, is developing. Of course, they are not as strong as the others, but they can take off points. So let's focus on that. And that's why we shouldn't underestimate the big win for North Korea, 6-1 if I'm not wrong, against Myanmar. A great win for them after losing the first one against Syria. Against Syria, they perhaps deserved to tie that game, but yeah, they didn't. They are coming off a four-year break away from every kind of international football, so this is something that we have to count on. And these games are really good for them to get back into the rhythm. Syria, they need to improve. They need to improve, really. I saw the first game, great win, okay. Great win as a result-wise, but as game-wise, they played well until the first goal, then they came off the pitch, really. Yes, they had an opportunity to score a second one against North Korea, but then not much in that game. They were lucky to get that win. And then against Japan, no, against Japan, you need to. I mean, I understand Japan is way stronger than Syria, but you need to play better because that wasn't good at all. And we see how that goes. Of course, Syria is going to be like India and Kuwait. Syria is going to be in the Asian Cup. North Korea is not going to be in the Asian Cup. So we'll see if there's going to be a difference there. Group C, Korea, South Korea, Thailand, China, and Singapore. South Korea, same talk as Japan. They are just focused on getting to the next round and work on their game and focus on doing the stuff in the right way. Thailand and China, these are really interesting matchup for the second spot. In this case, they have a Singapore national team that can take off points. They almost did it against Thailand in the last game, and yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is a three-headed matchup that, yeah, Singapore, they don't have really big chances to get to the next round, but they're gonna be they can be decisive on taking off points for Thailand and China. So let's see how that goes. Let's go to Group C, Malaysia, Oman, Kyrgyzstan, and Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei, I'm not seeing them really taking off points, even though they have a chance for sure. And yeah, I mean, here we have three teams that are gonna fight for to go to the next round. Malaysia had an incredible first game where they were down 2-0, then they won against Kyrgyzstan. And Oman, they win the first one, lose the second one. This is gonna be interesting. Oman is the favorite in my opinion, but they can be also, they are my favorite to win the group, but they can also be off the qualification if they don't do things properly, because Malaysia and Kyrgyzstan are great teams that can move forward. Then we have Iran, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and Hong Kong. Here really I'm not seeing Iran and Uzbekistan not getting the qualification. Turkmenistan and Hong Kong are two national teams that are developing well. They are two national teams that can try to get some points, but again, really, I'm not seeing Iran and Uzbekistan getting off these first two places. And the matchup between these two, between Iran and Uzbekistan, where they tied, was a really interesting one. And yeah, I mean, I'm seeing them as two national teams that can really go deep into the Asian Cup competition, next Asian Cup competition. So that's gonna be interesting as well. Then let's go to Group A, B, C, D, E, F. Group F, Iraq, Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia. This is a group where I said Indonesia can get the second place, and again, I'm still with that point. Yes, they perhaps needed to win against the Philippines, but the Philippines played really well. They tied that game. Vietnam, they almost tied against Iraq, but Iraq scored the last second to win their game in Vietnam. So Iraq right now, they are, I'm not gonna say cruising, but they are safely going towards the next round. Vietnam will have to fight with these two to get the qualification. I'm seeing, of course, in this case, Vietnam as a favorite, but Indonesia can absolutely do it, and don't get off Philippines, because the Philippines have showed that they are absolutely competitive. They can absolutely do it to go to the next round. So now I'm gonna do this. So if you're new to the channel, by the way, while I'm doing this, so I'm gonna put the microphone here. So I'm like a professional right now. You see, I put the microphone here. This is absolutely the opposite of wait a second, I can put it here. There we go. I don't know if you can hear me. This looks dumb, probably. I hope not, but probably yes. So I'm gonna take off these three groups, and we put the other three groups that I didn't have space here to put them in at the beginning. So let's take off Malaysia. So yes, and yes, I mean, these other three groups are interesting. Because we have, especially in the group with that I'm gonna put okay, in this group, Australia, Lebanon, Palestine, and Bangladesh, where they are at. There we go. So let's use the color blue here. 6-2. No, wait a second. What did I do here? Yeah. Okay. So good. Okay. So Australia. So I'm gonna talk about this group while I'm doing the others. So Australia, they had a great and comfortable win against Bangladesh in their first game. And then against Palestine, I was expecting something difficult to happen, and it was a difficult game for them. They played in Kuwait, probably jet lagged a little bit. They faced a Palestinian national team that really have right now a high motivation to get good results, because of course of what's happening at home. They want to show their pride, their nation pride. They have in these situations, I have seen it also with the Syrian national team when there was the war, that extra effort that you have when you want to represent your country in a difficult situation. And yeah, I mean, Palestine, they had a draw against Lebanon national team that in the first game, Lebanon national team that tied with Palestine. That was an expected result. I mean, a draw, it's an expected result in that case, but their draw against Bangladesh, it's not a great result for Lebanon. Yes, Bangladesh is a national team that is developing right now, is playing better right now, but Lebanon should have won that game. They know that. Oh, just a second, sorry, I just need to check if yeah, okay, it's so good. And so yeah, and you're in a situation where you don't want to lose points, and for the that's a situation where you don't want to lose points, and losing, they probably lost a couple of points against Bangladesh. It's gonna be an interesting fight between Lebanon and Palestine for the next to go to the next round. For sure, the matches against Bangladesh are gonna be interesting to see. Saudi Arabia, Tajikistan, Jordan, and Pakistan. Pakistan, I don't think they're gonna get off points from these other teams. Tajikistan, they have a good chance to qualify if they don't lose in Jordan in the next one. And they almost won against Jordan at home. Then they beat Pakistan, while Jordan loses against Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia national team that, of course, is the favorite to move on, and they probably are really close to move on at this point. But yeah, it's not an easy group. Tajikistan, Jordan, they are all teams that can make points against Saudi Arabia, so we'll see how that goes. United Arab Emirates against with Bahrain, Yemen, and Nepal. And Nepal is a national team that is probably hoping to get perhaps a point against Yemen. It's not an easy task, and Yemen has hopes to get that second spot from Bahrain. United Arab Emirates are the clear favorites in this group. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Bahrain is a team that is a little bit on descending side right now. Yemen is trying to rising up, but it's not an easy situation, of course, for them, especially with what's going on at home for them as well. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you all for watching. It was a pretty long video. And yeah, again, if you want to subscribe to the channel, share this video and put a like, that would be really appreciated. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. Thank you very much.